member for Michael. The House suspends. The House suspends the member for Central Grand Bahama, the member for Central Grand Bahama, the member for Kalani, the member for St. Anne's. Please leave the chambers.
For the second time in a matter of months, members of the opposition attempted to prevent Macau Member of Parliament V. Alfred Gray from speaking in the House. This after it was alleged that Gray interfered in a court matter. An investigation has since been completed and no charges were filed, but the opposition says they are still not satisfied. House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major, however, would have the final say in the matter as he suspended 3 opposition members for their behavior. Here's our Janelle Noel Ferguson.
Members!
You won't do it! You won't speak! You won't speak!
Members, you're showing utter disrespect, both sides.
House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major standing to his feet in an attempt to bring order to the House of Assembly today after opposition members were disruptive in preventing the Michael MP from speaking.
The chair recognizes the honourable member for Michael.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am privileged to...
Members, the member for Michael has a right to speak in this place today. You are not going to deny him that right. You're not going to come in here. I'm not sure what your intention, but unless you are cheering him on, you're not going to come here and make noise to disrupt and molest a member. The same way we are trying to avoid molestation of every single member in here with the right to avoid molestation. How can I protect you? This is your warning. If you're going to knock on the desk and try to disrupt the honorable member for Michael, stand to your feet and waltz out of this house, this honorable house, right now, because it will not be allowed. And consider yourself suspended. Member for Michael, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The member for Central Grand Bahama, the member for Central Grand Bahama, the member for Kalani, the member for St. Anne's, please leave the chambers.
And with that, those opposition members were suspended. They gathered outside of Parliament, stating that they will continue their agitation, hoping to prevent the Michael MP from speaking in the House.
Member of the public service is being investigated for a matter. They are placed on leave. Why should we have 2 sets of law? One for the PLP and one for the regular populace. We will not tolerate a country with 2 sets of law.
The government side also said today that none of us will speak. Well, it goes both ways. None of them will speak as long as we're in there, so the matter has to be resolved one way or the other.
The last time our leader was suspended, it was just him. All of us stood with him. It's important that we remain together.
Now, Senior Clerk in the House of Assembly, Maurice Tynes, explains that the suspension was only for today's proceedings. Meanwhile, Leader of Government Business, Dr. Bernard Nottage, says he doesn't anticipate the opposition sustaining their disruptions much longer.
They're free to come back if the House meets tomorrow, anytime.
I don't expect them to repeat that over and over and over. It doesn't make sense. And so I would expect common sense to guide them. I think that a process has been undergone, conclusions were met, and it's time for us to move on.
Meanwhile, Minister Gray continued his contribution to the budget. Janelle Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.